it's soon official. On, well, let's see, today it's the 21st, so on, let's see, 5 days ahead, on Thursday this coming week, it is the 10th anniversary of the reboot show of Doctor Who, when all Doctor Who fans finally got their show back on the air. In new episode, it maybe was still on the air in some reruns of the old show, of course. But, I mean, it's thanks to this show that I am a fan today, because if that show hadn't existed, I probably wouldn't have heard of it, since a friend of mine, she had watched the show, and it's thanks to her that I watched it today, and she hasn't watched the classic series. Yeah, so to celebrate this, I maybe could have drunk out of Christopher Eccleston mug if I had one, but I don't have one. So instead, we're gonna go through my favorite 5 episodes from the first series of Doctor Who, or season 27 as I sometimes call it, because it's the 27th season in total. Yeah, so my favorite episode from the Christopher Eccleston era. So let's get this beautiful DVD case out. I really like this edition since it has this slipcover, and then we have the TARDIS. And if you pull this one out, you open it up, you have this leaflet that has information about which episodes are in it, etc. And also here we have the TARDIS console that you can line up like this if you line up the CDs correctly. CDs, not CDs, DVDs. So you have the entire TARDIS console here. Yeah, pretty neat. I really like this edition of the DVD collection. Yeah, so my top 5, sort of. I'm not gonna call it the top 5 since I'm not sure which one is my favorite actually. So it would be unfair calling it the top 5 since it's not a top 5, it's just a bunch of top 5 in an indirect order. Yeah. So, my first episode that I'm gonna mention is I'll just take them in order like this instead. Okay, End of the World. I really like that episode because it takes place, well, at the end of the Earth, and it's like, this is gonna happen, and I think it's such an amazing episode since it really makes you think that this is what will probably happen one day to Earth, when all humans have left and there's nothing left of us. And it's also amazing since they make fun of maybe that in the future people will forget about stuff, what it was like. We don't know what the point of Stonehenge today, and it was 5,000 years ago. And in about 5 billion years, people won't know the difference between an iPod and a jukebox. And also, I really like how the Doctor really is a funny character in that one, like when he digs through the music of Tainted Love, etc. And I give you air from my lungs. I think, yeah, it's just fantastic episode. I'm gonna use fantastic a lot in this one since, well, the 9th Doctor used the phrase fantastically often. Next episode I'm gonna mention is Dalek, because it's the reintroduction to the Daleks. And also there we see what has happened with the Daleks since the Time War, sort of, and that they end up in a museum. Yeah. Also, that the 9th Doctor gets caught because he's an alien and tested on as well. Because it reminds you that the Doctor is an alien too, even if he looks human. Yeah. Let's see, next one. Now I'm on this episode, Father's Day. And the reason I really like this one is because, well, just like the Aztec did in the old series, in the new series, this is the episode that really gives you the idea that how you can't change fixed points in time. Now, they weren't called fixed points at that moment. I think that was something that was established in the 10th Doctor era. But, well, I really like that they established that you can't change history too much. Because, well, someone is alive that should be dead, which happens when Rose Tyler saves her father, sorry. Woo, I'm good at pronouns. I think it's called pronoun. No. Is it that? I'm not sure what it's called in English. Well, you know, I said his instead of her. Okay. I really like that episode because it really establishes that you shouldn't change the course of history. Next is a two-parter, The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances. Because, well, it's an amazing episode and it's a lot of fun with this Are You My Mommy, and I need to think of one more point. Yeah, because the Doctor... Yeah, it's a two-parter, which makes it a bit like the old series. Because it's the same length as the four-parter. It also introduces Jack Harkness, and I really like Jack Harkness because I think he's such an amazing character, and I miss him in the current show. I'm sorry, I'm yawning a little bit, I'm a bit tired. And yeah, it's just amazing. Let's move on then. After that we have... Let's see, how many have I mentioned now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. And that is of course Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. Because I think it's interesting that they use the same setting as in the previous story, because they use the same setting as in... Which one is it? The Long Game. Which is pretty interesting since they use something from earlier and then come back to the same place years later, because places change over the course of years. Oh, sorry for yawning so much, I really don't mean to. Yeah, so that's why I really like that one, and also because, well, it has the Daleks again. Sorry for spoiling someone hasn't watched that episode, but I mean, it's an episode that is almost 10 years old. You should have watched that episode by now if you are a Doctor Who fan, I think. And, well, it features a regeneration to one of my favorite Doctors of the current era, David Tennant, as the 10th Doctor. Because I can tell you right now, my favorite Doctors from the entire era, I have actually 4 favorite Doctors, and that is the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton. I think he's my absolute favorite because he's just funny and I really like him. And when I was gonna buy the mugs, he was the first one I bought, because Patrick Troughton. Just like I bought Sylvester McCoy mug at the same time, because I'm gonna push that back. Because, well, Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor, is a really favorite of mine. The 4th Doctor, they didn't have that mug, but really like it too. And the 10th Doctor, of course, David Tennant. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a bit yawning in this episode. I really shouldn't do these episodes when I'm tired, but I got inspired to do this since, well, I saw that, oh my god, the 26th of March is coming up. That is 10 years since it started. So I really wanted to put this video up, since next week, the 28th, when it has passed with 2 days, it's time for the 5th season of Classic Who, which I'm gonna run through then. So I couldn't do that next week. That's it. Now I need to put this one back in this shelf here. Like that. So I'm gonna end before this Dalek exterminates you by saying adios. Sorry, that was kind of lame.